Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners at professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on here for today. We got Ninos with us. Chris Ruffolo will serve as co-host. James Clark returns to the Drive-Thru, and we got Romanelli, and here's how they're going to line up for today. Ninos, Romanelli, Clark, Ruffolo, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, baseball in the minds again. We saw Kershaw deliver 7 perfect today.
Yeah, it was one of the games I had my eyes on, but a lot of daytime action. And I was looking at the NBA for tonight, but also I'm starting to scrub up on the USFL because we got even football action, trying to stay sharp for the NFL season, but just tons of action, lots of great sports going on. I'm ready for the playoff action tonight.
Yeah, ready for the playoff. Yeah, it's already April, right? So USFL now in the minds are getting close here to it. Was it start that the Easter weekend? When is the launch date here?
I believe it's Easter weekend. At least that's what I was looking at.
That's what I thought it was. Right when the NBA playoffs begin,
we're not
right?
that far away.
Yeah, this weekend.
Not that far away at all.
So get those check out the line feeds. Make sure we're getting the lines in. So we'll see how that rolls. All right, let's get head on over to Skype and welcome Ninos here as we start the show. You can find him over at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. He works other shows as well here on the network. So let's bring in Al right now over on Skype. Al, what's happening?
Going good. How are you?
Doing well. All right, Al, we got you here. We got you here on the game for tonight. You're going to be looking here at, I think you're going to baseball with us, right?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Yes, we are. Looking at the Orioles tough game here. Yeah, we're looking at the Orioles here hosting the Brewers. Should be a pretty good pitching matchup. Of course, Corbin Burns didn't have a very good first outing, but he won the Cy Young last year, National League Cy Young last year, and he's still a very good pitcher. I expect him to bounce back and have a better go at it this time around. But on the other side, you got John Means, who I don't back the Orioles often, but when he's on the mound, is definitely he gives them a chance to win every time he's on there, and we're getting some pretty decent plus money with him here, so I can't help myself but take a shot at with the Orioles here, especially given the way the Brewers have looked to open the season, not looking too sharp there, and do expect, as I said, a bit of a pitcher's duel in the start, so could lean towards the under in the first 5. I do like the Orioles in the first 5 too, but we're going with them on the moneyline full game here for a pick on the show.
All right, Al Ninos here is on record here, going with Orioles plus 155 here against the Brewers. Yeah, I can't argue that one, mainly because the Brewers bats right now, they're hitting just 210 here to start the season. When you look at Means, he's a pitcher that he does give up home runs, but fortunately for him, it's not with a lot of runners on base because he does have a pretty respectable ERA and I should say a low WHIP as well. But although his strikeout rate's in the low 20s, that's not dominating. You like to see 27% or higher in there. That's more of a dominating type pitcher. He's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to get to that level. But again, Corbin Burns, again, great 2020, great 2021, but he's never been this good in his entire career. He's had some off seasons. And that's what I'm saying. These pitchers that have great form, and sometimes they may slip up here and there. It wasn't a good outing there, as you said, El Ninos against the Cubs with 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 innings.
Yeah, so it should be interesting to see how he bounces back. So as you said, we haven't seen him dominate for too long or anything like that. He's coming off a great season, so it should be interesting to see first how he bounces back and then how he deals with it for the rest of the season as well. But again, it's going to be a tough game, not easy by any means. But we're back in John Means here in the Orioles.
All right, El Ninos here on the Orioles plus 155 against the Brewers. This one will be on tonight on MLB Extra News Channel. All right, El, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. We got here Orioles and the Brewers here in the game here at 7 Eastern Time. All right, Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for tonight's action. Of course, so you're doing fine work here in the NHL, as we can see here. 1,930 units of profit. That is all documented on the site. You can visit Pick Dogs Premium, check out Al's profile page. Just go down to pick history. All the plays there are recorded for you to check out. Of course, Al's got plays tonight from the NHL, NBA as well. He's got his NBA NHL Wednesday one mix pack up there. There's a lot going on here at Pick Dogs from Al on his limited card. What do you have going on over the site?
Yeah, my baseball went off already, but I should still have my NBA and NHL playing both games tonight in the NBA. Just one NHL, but I do like it a lot. I do have a very strong play I gave out on the Puck and Crazy show earlier today, if you guys want to check that out. And again, grab one of the long-term passes, always your best deal there. Pair me up with the other favorite capper.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Ninos over at Pick Dogs. When you see the numbers here, 1,930 units of profit. NHL fully documented. Also showing profit this year in the NBA. So a good time to get on board. Action there from the ice as well as the NBA. His baseball's off on the board already, but he's got a 3-pack at a low price for $40. Combining his best bets here from the NBA. His 2 best bets from the NBA and 1 from NHL. But again, if you prefer, you can go with that 7-day all sports pass. Get off L's plays for 7 days. You'll be covered here for baseball as well as the NHL. And of course, the NBA playoffs. That gets you covered through this big weekend that's coming up here. Those 4 games on Saturday. Remember, we've got eight series here beginning here at the end of the week. We got those 4 games on Saturday, those 4 games on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday actions covered in that 7-day all sports pass. Of course, you can also add a sin capper with a 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Al, as always, great having a show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you again here tomorrow. But I know you also contribute to that Puck and Crazy show.
As I said earlier, I think I had a pretty solid play on there today. If you want to check that out, should be back on tomorrow. But yeah, check it out every weekday at 3:30, and on the weekends now too, a bit earlier. I believe it's 1:20 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in every day for that.
Yeah, tune in every day for that. Al's guests on all these shows, so check them out over at on the Pick Dogs channel. Of course, like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. All right, Al, continue the success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, have a good one, Tony.
Got El Ninos here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here with the drive-thru, joined by Chris. Just a reminder, guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started here 10 a.m. Eastern time. You got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. And, of course, that's followed up at 10:05 with Mitch and Joe Madden as they do that sports betting pick show with picks. They discuss industry topics as well as line moves, public fades, of course, dogs, a lot going on there with that show. So tune into it. Of course, there's a few other shows leading up to us with that. We talked about Puck and Crazy show. We got the soccer show with Gordon and Ashley. And, of course, Mitch with his betting tools, which does mix that up with Joe at 10:05. He also dedicates a show with his betting tools, basically creating picks from his betting tools. So make sure to tune in for that. And of course, leading up to us at 6 Eastern time. Of course, we always have your help. Help us build up our audience with those likes, those thumbs up, Chris. They really help us out.
Yeah, for sure, Tony, they do, because at the end of the day, it's your guys' support, the ones that watch our live shows, our videos, whatever we put out on Pick Dogs YouTube channel. You're the ones that have helped us get to the spot we're at today. So thank you guys for the support. Keep it coming to show you guys how much we appreciate it. We'll do a like goal today. Didn't hit our like goal yesterday. First time in a while that's happened, but that's okay. We bounced back today. 125 likes. I got 3 props for you guys for the NBA play-in games tonight. Like I said, we can make some money with those. We got to get to 125 likes. We're at 23 right now.
All right, 23 right now. Let's get those likes, those thumbs up coming in. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's go ahead and bring in Ron Romanelli to the show, and let's go ahead and get in Ron. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Supreme. I just want to see if we get out. Ron, look, bring in Ron. I want to alert you now. This is a game that starts at 6:40 Eastern time. Limited card. We're going to allow this game in here because we want to give you the best possible chance to win. On this, there wasn't a lot to choose from, so we're going to get right to it, Ron, and get into this game. Give people time to get the bet in. Here we go. 6:40 Eastern time. Rays here to host. I'm sorry. This is not. You've got a game here involving the A's and A's as we talked about. That's correct.
Yep. I'll try to be quick so you can get that bet in. I like the A's in the first 5 innings, getting the half a run on the spread. Frankie Montas is the starter for the A's. He is their number 1 option in their rotation. He didn't pitch too well in his first start of the season, gave up 5 earned runs, but he still pitched 5 innings. He got 6 strikeouts. He's the type of guy that's going to be able to get you 6-7 innings a night, no matter how well he pitches. But I think, last year he was their most consistent starter. Him and Sean Manaea really pitched well at the top of that rotation. I think the bats can get to Shane McClanahan here. McClanahan's a guy I think has a bright future in the league, but he does get into pitch count troubles because he is a strikeout guy. He does walk a lot of batters as well. He only pitched 4 innings against the Orioles. Now you have a pretty power-heavy Oakland lineup that I think maybe could get a couple over the wall in the first few innings in this one. So you're getting a half a run on the spread. I think that all the values on Oakland in the first 5. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 0-0 or a 1-1 game going into the 5th, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Oakland taking the lead after the first 5 either. So I'll take the half run in the first 5 innings.
All right, Chris, Ron Romanelli here with the Oakland Athletics here. First 5 innings here, play and plus half. So if they're even, you win after 5. Montez, Chris says, really rebounded last year after a poor 2020. He got his strikeout rate approaching 27%. That's kind of around the elite area right there. His fastball over 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, and he may have a chance to improve on those numbers against a Rays team that hasn't looked like the same team that won 101 games last year. They've kind of come out of the gate slow. I didn't expect much from the A's this season, but they've been a nice early surprise. And I'm looking at the first 5, but I'm also looking at the A's full game here. I think there may be some value with Tampa Bay in this one.
With Oakland. Yeah, value there with Oakland. Note about that. One thing in a note here is, Oakland is a big dog in this game. And, what's going on with this Oakland lineup, Ron? What we've seen here the last couple of days.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe the first game. I mean, 13 runs I think they scored in that win, and then they put up 8 yesterday. I think they have a lot more power than they do contact, so they might not rack up the base hits, but they have got a couple guys on that lineup that can go deep at any moment. So, this is a power-heavy Oakland team. They're going to have to play money ball this year because they got rid of virtually every starter in the offseason. So, it's interesting to watch them, but they're embracing the underdog role.
They are. Ron Romanelli's play here is on Oakland Athletics. First 5 innings, plus half a run at minus 105. All right, Ron, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium here. Action here for Wednesday, as you should go showing great profit to start the year in Major League Baseball. Just a handful of games on baseball, couple from the NBA, some hockey. What do you have going on over the site?
Yeah, I feel the most locked into the baseball season than I've ever been. Part of that's because I've been doing the Ron's Rundown videos where I go over every baseball game every single day. I've made a pick on every single game this season, and that's helped me out with my premium selections. And we're 8-2 so far, 80%. Obviously, we're not going to be able to stick at 80%, but 577 units, I'll take it. There's a lot of work to do, though. We're not going to slow down now. And today I've got my play of the day in baseball. It's a money line play, starts at 7 o'clock. And then I also have an NBA premium play against the spread. You can find both of those individually, or you can grab a long-term plan. You can get my MLB season package, where it gets you every single baseball play from now until the end of the World Series. So we're showing a lot of profit in the last 7 days and looking to keep things rolling.
Now keep it rolling here with Ron Romanelli over at Pick Dogs Premium, doing great work in MLB this season. Top of leaderboards here, of course. He's got his Wednesday MLB Slammer, his best bet there. Also, if you're looking for NBA, best bet from the NBA as well. But again, those long-term passes are the way to go here. As Ron now has put up his MLB All Access Season Pass here. That gets you right through the World Series. Every single premium play that Ron releases, he does his videos breaking down the card, and then he basically isolates his best bets from that and puts them into a premium package. And of course, you'll have access to that when you get his MLB All Access Pass. Just $500. We got, 7 months of baseball when you factor in the postseason. So very good value. About 6.5 months. We're halfway through April now. 6.5 months of baseball here. It's a good time to get on board with Ron's MLB All Access Season Pass for Major League Baseball. Affordable pricing there. So get down, check it out over at Pick Dogs Premium. By the way, if you choose the long-term passes like the 3, 7, or 30-day All Sports Pass, you want to try Ron not only for baseball for 30 days, but all the sports he handicaps like NHL and NBA. That 30-day All Sports Pass, you can add a second cap to that with a 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Ron, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll talk with you next week. But I know you contribute on occasions to the weekend shows. And, of course, you mentioned your video that you produce every day.
Yeah, with the Easter holiday, I'm not going to be able to make it for the weekend shows this weekend. But, keep checking the YouTube channel every night. I put on the Ron's Rundown baseball video, go over every single game, make a pick on every one. Don't love every pick, but I let you guys know which ones are my favorites, or at least the ones that I don't love as much. So check out those videos. A lot of people enjoying them so far, and I've had a lot of fun doing them.
All right, guys, check him out over at Pick Dogs YouTube channel with his MLB Rundown. All right, Ron, have a great week. We'll talk with you next week.
Alrighty, guys. Good luck.
You got it. Ron Romanelli here on the drive to. Let's continue on here with the show, joined by Chris. And now, Chris, where do we sit with our like goal?
On Twitter, we're at 39 likes right now, 68 people watching. So, bit of a ways from where we can say that if everybody clicked the like button, we'd be at our goal. But still, get those likes in because each and every single one helps us out. And the sooner we get those likes in, less work we have to do later on when we try to get closer to the recap. So, Get those likes in. We need 125 to hit our goal for 3 NBA player props. We need about 85 more.
All right, let's keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We welcome back to the drive-thru. In his regular spot here is James Clark. James, what's happening?
Not much. How y'all night, guys? How are y'all night?
Doing great, doing great. The chat room was happy to hear that news today that you were back. We broke it last night, so we didn't get a chance to get response because we broke it as we closed the show. But today, everyone's up in arms that James is back. All right, James, let's hit one over the fence here as you're back here. As we know, the NBA continues here with their play-in round. This is your sudden death 9 versus 10. Loser goes home. Hawks here to host the Hornets. The Hawks 5.5, total 236.
Yeah, guys, you look at these two teams here, and, we know what the Hawks done last year, in the playoffs. They stepped it up, and, they played great all through the playoffs, getting to the Eastern Conference, almost getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. But anyways, you look at the Hornets here, the Hornets here is a young team, scrappy team, up and down floor. Teams, the Hawks are going to have to run with them. The Hornets want to keep up the pace, and for me in this game, guys, I like the Hornets getting plus 5.5 points. I think these young guys, know they've got a chance to get in the playoffs with with this play-in tournaments that they got. They played pretty good all season. This young Hornets team did. And I know the Hawks, like I said, the Hawks are a good team. I just think this scrappy Hornets team is going to hang right there with them and make this a close game from start to finish.
All right, we got James Clark on his return to the drive-thru. Says Hornets plus 5.5 against the Hawks. All right, Chris. The numbers, the stats, we've seen the Hawks really dominate this Hornets team in their home court. Hornets have had struggles defensively on the road. Hawks have been a pretty strong home team, but again, these are the playoffs because it's a different situation.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I was going against that narrative tonight. I was looking at the under. We're still hanging around 235, 236 here. I think it's going to be a more cautious approach. These are still two young teams, and I think you're going to have a spot where neither team wants to be the first one to blink and make that first mistake that sends the other team on a run, because one run could be the difference in this game. So I think this one hangs around the mid-220s to maybe low 230s, but I don't see us getting up into that total where it currently sits right now.
All right, James Clark here is on the Hornets here, plus 5.5 here against the Hawks in this sudden death matchup, 9 versus 10. Teams out, the season's over. Winner will play Cleveland on the road here Friday for a shot at that 8th seed. And this one will have a start time 7 Eastern time. You can watch it over on ESPN. All right, James, what do you have? Let's take a look over at Pick Dog Spin, where you're putting up really good numbers from the NBA. Like you never left, right? The NBA is kicking butt in the NBA. 748 units of profit, all documented. Of course, we got a couple of games here tonight from the NBA, some scattered baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Guys, I got a 3-pack going on. I got the NBA game and 2 MLB games that I really love. If you just want to get the NBA game, it's my 10-star NBA play. If y'all been following me, guys, on my 10-star plays, I've won 8 out of my last 10-star NBA plays, and looking for another winner tonight. So if you can get that by yourself or get the 3-pack with the 2 MLB plays, guys, get that. And after we go 3-0, upgrade the 3-7 or 30-day, or like I say every time I was on the show, and I'm going to keep saying, guys, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. So team me up with any of them. We'll put some money in your pockets, fellas.
That's right, guys. Get up with James Clark over at Pick Dogs. Premium seed numbers here in the NBA showing 748 units of profit, all documented. So if you go to his profile page over at Pick Dogs, scroll down to Pick History. Every play is recorded. Also showing profit here in this young Major League Baseball season, as James was talking about. A 3-pack tonight, combining NBA and MLB, as well as the NBA plays as well on his purchase on his page. Of course, the long-term pass is probably the best way to go here with James. That one-month pass, 7-day pass, 3-day pass. You get all of James's plays for that period of time you select. When you go to his profile page and you make that purchase, you could add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, James, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. Hopefully, it's when you come out back, we can get some home run props from you. A lot of the people in the chat room, they know, James, you've been really good with the props.
Yeah, if we hit the 125 like goal before the show ends, I'll give us a home run prop, guys.
All right, I'll get your camera ready for the recap. So if we get to that goal, then James will get you that home run prop. So stay tuned for that. All right, James. Hopefully we'll talk to you in a little bit.
All righty, guys. Appreciate you having me on the show, Tony. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, guys, if I don't see you here in a few minutes. So hit that thumbs up.
Let's get those thumbs up, those likes. Keep them coming in. James Hawk here on the drive to. Let's continue on here with our coverage here, joined by Chris. Speaking of our like goal, where do we sit?
Well, Tony, we're at 54 likes right now, 91 people watching. So we still have some work to put in to get to that like goal. Now we're jumping up to 55. So, guys, keep those likes coming in. You'll get a ton of great action for tonight. A couple NBA props for myself. One that you could actually put in as a same-game parlay. James just put in a home run prop for tonight, so some great action on the board. We need 125 likes to get there. Currently at 58.
All right, currently at 58. Let's get those props in, guys. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Whoa. Let me get him in here. All right. I'm trying to get James into our recap camera here because I have a feeling we're going to get there, Chris. I have a good vibe that we're going to get to that like goal. Okay, I got James' camera in the recap, so if we get to that like goal, he'll be part of the recaps, guys. So make sure you keep those thumbs up coming in. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now let's go ahead and go to Chris. Chris front and center with his play tonight, and he's got a nice little prop going on from this game that between this. Looks like it's the Brewers and Baltimore Orioles again. Let's go ahead and bring it in here. There we go. Get the information here. All right, here we go. It's Orioles to host the Brewers. The Brewers big favorites on the road. Total sits here at 8, but you're going to look at this one a different way.
Yeah, Tony, I guess it's the same game parlay show for me tonight, apparently. But we're looking at this Baltimore-Milwaukee matchup featuring two teams that have had lackluster starts to the year. The Brewers' disappointing start, surprising. The O's, not so much. But I'm going to focus on the pitch matchup here, though. I don't see that a shortened spring training and new rules have seen the first round of starts for some pitchers get shortened. So strikeout props can be a bit dicey, but I love the props for the two starters here. John Means, like we were talking about earlier, goes for the O's. He's lined at 4.5 strikeouts. I love the over on John Means here. He's the one bright spot in Baltimore's rotation. Full arsenal of pitches, too, from a fastball to a changeup to a nasty curveball. And Means hit this over 4.5 strikeout mark in 18 of his 27 starts last year. So getting minus 120 to minus 130 on a 66% clip feels like a bit of a bargain here against a Brewers team that's yet to really get going. They put up just 2.8 runs per game in their first 5 games. They've had a pair of shutouts in that span as well. Corbin Burns, on the other hand, well, more was expected from him as the defending Cy Young winner from last season. But, even with a bad start, the wind was blowing out. It was abnormal for Wrigley Field on opening day, and I think it's a little bit forgivable. Like I said, it's opening day, random stuff can happen. Once guys get settled, that's when we see them truly at their best. But the over 6.5 for me here, maybe more of a play against Baltimore than anything. I mean, the O's were top 5 in strikeout rate against right-handed pitchers last season, just below 25%. They've already struck out 58 times in their first 5 games. For a rate up over 30% this season. I think there's going to be a lot of missed bats in this game. So I'm taking both Corbin Burns and John Means over their strikeout totals. The same game parlay paying out plus 190.
All right, Chris's pick. Corbin Burns over 6.5 strikeouts with John Means over 4.5 strikeouts at plus 200. All right, Chris. Yeah, this early in this season, my only concern would probably with Means if he can go beyond 5 innings. I think it's time to let him go deeper into games. What do you think here?
I mean, it's like I said, the shortened spring training definitely has a lot to do with why we've seen starting pitchers have shorter starts, in the first round of starts this season and potentially in the first couple of rounds of the rotation. But, I think Al touched on it a little bit earlier when he was talking about this game. John Means is usually the best option for the Baltimore Orioles to pick up a rare win, and I think you've got to let him go as long as he's comfortable, as long as he can keep them in games. I think you've got to give him basically the reins to really, call his own, and if he's not having it, then you pull him out. Okay, that's I think standard procedure for almost all starters in the majors, but. Like I said, if he's cruising along, he gets through 5-6 innings, and he's pitching fairly well, and he's keeping the Orioles in the game, I got to think you let him at least go as long as he's comfortable, or as long as the managers are comfortable letting him go.
All right, Chris here on Corbin Burns over 6.5 strikeouts with, this is a parlay with John Means over 4.5. They both got a hit 4.5 strikeouts. The return here plus 200. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium here for action on a Wednesday. As we know, we've got those few games here from the NBA, those 2 playing games, as well as hockey, and of course a handful here from Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
We still got the NBA game today, off to a 2-0 start today. Not big on those name games, but we did hit our MLB divisional game of the month and our interleague game of the week in the Dodgers on the run line and on the San Francisco Giants. I'm trying to sweep the board tonight. Still got my best bet from the Hawks and Hornets team and the Spurs and Pelicans. I got each of those for $29.99. And guys, if you're looking to go long term, save yourself some money for an extra $39 as opposed to buying each play individually. You can get an extra 2 days worth of plays in there. You can get baseball for Saturday as well as the first day of the actual NBA playoffs. Once we get all the matchups sort of finalized, the week gets you well into the first round of the playoffs. The month, gets you, I'd say, the first few weeks of the MLB season into the NHL playoffs as well as NBA playoffs. The year covers you for full seasons of all the major sports for pretty much $100 a month. You can pair me up with someone else, part of the 2-for-1 capper deal. You can do the host duo with myself and Tony. You can pair me up with Big Al, Little Al, Ron Romanelli, James Clark. Tons of us. We're going to make you money. I still got my season passes for MLB up there as well as my playoff pass for NBA. I just spit out a lot, but there's a lot going on at Pick Dogs Premium. You just got to go over and check it out.
Check it out right now, guys. Check out Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Chris Ruffolo there. You'll find his plays tonight. You got them individually here. These 2 playing sudden death matchups here between Hawks and Hornets. Spurs and Pelicans, get on board them individually. Or as Chris alluded to, get the long-term pass. You want to try them out for 7 days, you can do that. That'll cover you for these playing rounds as well as the big weekend. Those 4 games on Saturday, Sunday, those 8 series, first round series get going, as well as the carryover into Monday and Tuesday. Sometimes you get those 2 or 3 games on Monday or Tuesday. Check the schedule, but you'll have some premium plays in NBA throughout there. So check it out. Of course, don't forget the NHL. As we got some, we have some teams that are vying for the playoff as it's getting closer to the end of the regular season. A lot of good stuff going on the ice as well as the hardwood and Major League Baseball. And get on board here with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs. By the way, those long-term passes, you can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. The host duo, you can go Chris and James Clark, Chris and now Ninos, Chris and Ron Romanelli. 2-for-1 capper promotion is your best value over at Pick Dogs. Let's continue on here with the show. And Chris, how close are we to hitting the like goal?
Well, we're at 79 likes right now, 90 people watching, so we need about 46 more likes to hit our goal of 125. Instead, you guys get a bounty of prop action tonight. Get a home run prop from James, and you get a same-game parlay from one of the playing games tonight, as well as a third prop from the other game tonight. Tons of options for you guys. We got to get to 125. We're at 84 likes right now.
All right, let's keep those likes. Those done come in. James just splashed the pot, and so we want to get those likes coming in. Let's continue on here on the draft. And now it's time for my play. We're going at 7 Eastern time. Here is the Mariners face the White Sox. We got the Mariners at $1.17, total 9 in this one. I'm going to look at the total in this one and come in with an under the total here of 9 between the Mariners and the White Sox. As Robbie Ray to start for the Mariners. Of course, he got it right in 2021 after a pair of poor seasons. 32% strikeout rate in 2021, drastically cut down his walks and home runs. Still 1.5 home runs per 9 innings, still a bit high. But again, his whip was in there, so he wasn't giving up home runs with guys on base. His velocity increased to 95 miles per hour, and his fastball, of course, his season opener, Ray allowed 1 run over 7 innings against the Twins. Dallas Keuchel, the starter for the White Sox, despite starting 30 games last year, left-hander had his highest career ERA, 5.28, whip of 1.53. Of course, Keuchel's strikeout rate dipped dramatically to 13%, walk rate up to 8%. Home runs went up to about 1.4 per 9. But again, Mariners hitting only 183, and one of the reasons why I don't trust the taking the Seattle in this game, and why I'm going to lean here to the under, or actually not take the under here in this one. No lean here, under here 9 runs, Chris, is because it's the White Sox bats. I got Ray on the mound. I got a 9-run cushion to go under.
Yeah, and you know what, Tony, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was leaning strictly on the Mariners. I feel there's some value getting the defending Cy Young winner and Robbie Ray at plus money or even money, but I think the under is a solid way to go here because, like you said, it's going to be a lower scoring game. The Mariners have burned me a couple times through 5 or 6 games already this season, but sometimes that being burned helps contribute to a low total because you can't trust the run production. So I got to go with the under 9 as well. I can see it's a 3-2, maybe a 4-3 game.
Yeah, and also, Tom, I'm going to take a look at the weather. We're looking at a mid-April game in Chicago. I can imagine it being pretty cold over there in Chicago. Matter of fact, that game, actually, we could see precipitation too. So it hasn't been rained out, but there's a chance of rain there and wind, and so it's going to be an awful, ugly night over there. So I think the weather factors into this under too as well. We're going to have some possibly rain weather. It's not postponed, so it means they may play, delay. Hope not too late too much because I want Ray in there. That's something you always got to worry about. But sometimes when you have those starts and stops, it does impact a little bit of the game. I think it hurts the offense a little bit when you stop and start too many times.
Yeah, well, I think it's like that for any sport. When the two sports I think it affects the most I've seen are obviously baseball and basketball. I can't tell you how many times I've sat there, after like a 10-minute, 15-minute delay, and just hope that the guys can still hit their shots if I've got an over. So, I'm with you, Tony. I think you never want to see rest, but sometimes it works on your favor if you're on the wrong side.
Mariners, White Sox under the total of 9. This one will have a start time of 7 Eastern time. You can watch it on MLB Extra Innings channel. All right, my 3-pack is off the board because actually I hit my 2 baseball for today. Was on the Mets. they were able to, like I said, Scherzer to plus money. I was like scratching my head. I said, I'm going to go with it. So it came in. Cleveland came in as well. I think Cleveland was my other one. I want to make sure about that. I got to go back and check. There's so much going on here. Yes, I did have Cleveland. I like McKenzie. Yep, McKenzie was the guy against Lodolo. Lodolo got rocked there, Chris.
Who?
Someone he doesn't know. Wow.
No, you know what? No, I'm playing. It's just one of those things where it's just like they kind of throw someone out you may not have heard of before, and you got to do a little bit of digging. But yeah, I definitely could have made the case for the Guardians in that one. I'm still trying to get used to the name change.
Yeah, that's true. But the more we cover baseball and we see it every day, it gets a little easier since we do it every day. But McKenzie has that when he first came up, he got rocked. And people remember that. But don't remember, he did get sent down to the minors for about a few weeks, and he came back and he was a different pitcher. So I kind of like the fact we're getting some value here with McKenzie because people remember when he came in, he was a highly touted prospect, can't miss, and he got racked in his first 4. I think 3 or 4 starts was moved to the pen and got sent down the minors. And of course, that's what people remember, right? They don't remember when he came back from the minors, worked in the bullpen, worked his way back into the rotation.
Yeah, they just remember him. You just remember the bad. You don't remember the good. I think us as handicappers can also attest to that. But I also remember that very, very well, Tony. And you're right. We are going to start getting some value on pitchers like McKenzie. There's a couple other ones. Don't want to give away all my secrets, but a couple other pitchers that I think are going to be in that same boat.
That's right, no doubt about that. All right, guys, so check out Pick Dogs for my 3-packs off the board, but I got a standalone game tonight. It's the NBA game. My best bet from the NBA is up there, so check me out over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, I do have the long-term passes. You've got your 3, 7, and 30-hour sports pass. You can match me with Chris, with Ninos, with James Clark, with Ron Romanelli. Our 2-for-1 cap promotion is a great value there over at Pick Dogs. All right, let's continue on here with the show, joined by Chris. Now, Chris, where do we sit here with our like goal?
Well, Tony, we're at about 99 likes right now. We got 130 people watching, so now we are at the part of the show where if everybody that was watching just click that like button, we would be at our goal. Where for me, you would get 3 NBA player props for tonight's play-in games, 2 of which you can loop together as a same-game parlay, as well as a third for a standalone, and well as a home run prop from James Clark. So tons of value for you guys tonight. We need 24 more likes. 24
more likes. Hey, we brought James Clark back. So let's get those likes, right? You guys want those home run props, those NBA props. So he's going to give a prop on the show tonight. So let's get those likes up here, guys. You asked for it. We got it. Let's get them in. So let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time here for our recap. James Clark will join us. And hopefully he'll give him the prop when we get to the like goal. So we got to start here with El Ninos. He said Orioles plus 155 against the Brewers. Ron Romanelli says go Athletics first 5 plus half a run at minus 105. James Clark was on the Hornets plus 5.5 against the Hawks. We had Chris here on a parlay here. We had take Corbin Burns over 6.5 strikeouts with John Means over 4.5 strikeouts. The return plus 200. Yours truly, Mariners, White Sox under 9. right, let's go ahead and start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, I got to go with Ron. Tony, I got to go with that Athletics first 5. Someone just looks inherently wrong with the Tampa Bay Rays right now, and I'm not sure what it is, but I'll take the value with the A's.
Nice value there with the A's here, first 5. All right, we'll go over. Now, where do we sit now, Chris? Did we get close?
And let's see here. Right now, Tony.
All right. Chris is refreshing to see if we get to that 125 like goal.
We're at 114 right now.
All right, we need 11 more, guys. Let's get those likes in. We get to 125. We get the prop. We'll get those plays for you. All right, let's go over to James. James, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I like yours, Tony. The Mariners and the White Sox under 9. This White Sox team has not been hitting the ball good. And, as Chris talked earlier about Robbie Ray, and you did too, a solid pitcher last year, looking to do the same this year. I like this under 9. I think it's too many runs for both these teams.
Now, looking at too many runs there. Also, the fact, a really cold night there in Chicago, so I like that as well. I'm looking here. It's hard not to like that first 5 here with Athletics as well. I'm there with Ron and Chris here. First 5 plus half a run at minus 105. All right, so there we go with the recap. Of course, Chris, now where do we sit with our like goal?
Okay, who's going to be the one person that hits the like button to get us to the 125 or 124 right now? Don't leave me waiting. Anybody who's watching right now, if you haven't hit the like button, doesn't cost you a cent. There we go.
We got it. All right, we got to the like goal, 125. So let's start with Chris.
All right. Well, the first 2 are going to be the same game parlay props that you can match up. My first prop, I'm going with DeAndre Hunter. Over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, I'm not sure who the books think they're trying to fool with this line, but Hunter went over the number in almost points alone in the 2 meetings that Hunter participated in this season, and in each of the last 5 all-time games against the Hornets for himself. I think the Hornets are going to try to rinse and repeat the same strategy that worked in the last meeting between these 2 teams, and that's trying to throw everything at Trae Young and force the rest of the Hawks to beat the Hornets. And if that's the case, I think Hunter could be in for a big game. The second prop I like Kevin Huerter, over 2.5 threes at plus 110 and over 3.5 threes at plus 280. Huerter averaged 18 points per game against Charlotte this season. He hit 17 of 31 threes for a shooting percentage just under 55% and 4.2 made threes per game, near or more than double his points, 2.2 threes made per game this season. Also hit 4 or more in 3 of the 4 meetings between the 2 this season. I'll sprinkle a little bit on the 5 or more makes at plus 720. But the same game parlays for both. You take DeAndre Hunter over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and over in Kevin Huerter's 2.5 threes, that's plus 300. If you go to over 3.5 threes, plus 610. And if you go over to 4.5 threes, that's an astronomical plus 1430. The other prop, I'm going to go with DeJounte Murray to have a triple-double here and over 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists at plus 450. You could go the route of taking the triple-double alone at plus 380 or around that area, but I'm good at adding the wrinkle of the points, rebounds, and assists to get some extra value. Since the Spurs traded Derek White 20 games ago, Murray's averaging 25.5 points, 8.4 rebounds, and 9.5 assists for an average around 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists per game. Murray's gone over the 23.5 points, which is his current points line, in 13 of his last 19. And that's the reason I'm going with the triple-doubles, because Murray's capable of being a one-man show on any given night. He only had 3 triple-doubles in that 20-game stretch, but there were 3 more chances where he was 2 points, rebounds, assists away from having a total of 6. I think the spotlight's on bright tonight. I think DeJounte Murray is a big game, monster game, so I'm going to go with the triple over 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists, as well as Kevin Huerter, over 2.5 and over 3.5 made threes, and DeAndre Hunter, over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
All right, thanks, Chris, for that. Let's go to James. Over to you, James.
All right, guys. All right, there it is. All right, guys. I'm looking at this Oakland game, guys, and the guy I'm looking at is Seth Brown. This guy's hit 2 home runs in his last 5 games, and he's hit 3 home runs in the last 5 games that the A's has played. So if you look at it here, I was looking around. I was shopping around. Shop for your best money here. I seen Seth Brown. I seen it on FanDuel. It was plus 450. But if you go over to DraftKings, it was plus 550, guys. So shop around for your for your best odds here. But I really like Seth Brown to hit us another home run. He's real hot starting the season off here with the A's here, and so I really like Seth Brown. Also, I'll throw out one more play that I really like. It's not a home run play, but it's an NBA play that I really like. I like CJ McCollum to get over 35 points tonight, guys. It's plus 450 for him to get over 35 points. I think the whole time when he was in Portland, all he heard is Dame time in the playoffs. I think it's CJ McCollum time tonight. I look for him to step up big and have a big game tonight, guys.
All right, we thank Chris and we thank James, and we need to back up a little bit, Chris. You and I need to redo ours. That game went off already. So, other than your pick, Chris, which one do you like the best?
Jeez, we would do that, Tony. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Mariners White Sox under 9. I think at the absolute worst case scenario we get a push in that game, but I'll take the under 9.
I'll go with the Orioles here, plus 155 against this Brewer team that's having struggles hitting the ball. And Burns, you know what? He wasn't always good in his career. So sometimes these pitchers will bounce down. So we'll go Orioles here, plus 155. All right, we got it in. That'll do it here for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll have 8 cappers booked on the show, giving out live free sports picks for the games in prime time. And don't forget to always get started 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Follow that up at 10:05 with Mitch and Joe Madden. Of course, they got your morning started with their sports betting picks. Lots of talk about the betting tools as well as public fades and line moves, so tune in. All right, let's go ahead. Let's bring in the crew from this evening's show. Good afternoon, everyone. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk